All right, YouTube, we back at it again, back to backs. It's one of them kind of nights once again. This time, man, we're gonna do the God Speaks segment. Oh, and I hate to do it, B.
It's okay, we've got to.
What we do on this channel, man, like I said before, we call shit like we see it. We will call exactly straight down the middle. We will call out our favorite fighters. That's what we do. These niggas not putting money in our fucking pockets. You know what I'm saying? If we don't see shit is right, something smelling fishy, we can call it out, B. It is what it is. Right? So I expect a lot of dislikes on this video, just like I expected on the Danny Garcia cherry picking Miguel Cotto ducking video. But this one's gonna be for Guillermo RigondeauX. Man, oh man, one of my top 5 favorite fighters in the sport right now, B. But the shit he pulled Saturday night, and I'm gonna let my man Seth go first. Yeah. I got a whole lot of shit to say about that shit. Go ahead, man. What did you think about Rigo's performance?
It was terrible. It was a terrible performance, man. Okay. Now, I'm not going to go too hard on Rigo because he has been off for some time now.
Right.
Okay? But at the same time, when you have Rigo's skill level and you have Rigo's capabilities and his abilities, I think at some point in the fight, man, you got to warm up. You got to warm up. And he was cold the entire night.
Yeah.
He never warmed up to his opponent. He never warmed up to really being in the ring, which is kind of weird. But, you know, he just never really was able to get off the punches that you can tell he wanted to throw. And he could see himself throwing them. He just couldn't throw them. He just couldn't pull the damn trigger. Yeah. You know? So, man, it was hard to watch, you know? Another big deal for me was he was, you know, he just signed a contract with Rock Nation, and I was actually looking for him to come out and look pretty impressive, you know? Right. At least drop his guy at least once, because Francisco was there to be dropped. I mean, he was open to be dropped. You know, he wasn't doing anything special. You know, and when I was looking at his style and I was looking at the way he was standing, he didn't really look awkward. You know, and that's something that I don't think a lot of the fans pay attention to. You know, sometimes it looks like a guy can do something, but he can't because the opponent in front of him is just awkward. He's standing at a confusing ass angle. Yeah. But with Francisco, hell no, bro. He was right in front of Rigo. You know, Rigo at any time, Rigo could have set him up with his feet. He could have did anything. And especially in the later rounds, it looked like Rigo was more concerned, or around the mid rounds, you know, and it kind of dragged into the later rounds. It looked like Rigo was more concerned with defense than anything. You know, when he allowed Francisco to get off, you could tell Rigo was looking for the opening. He seen the opening, but he just couldn't go after it, man. He just couldn't, you know, just, I don't know, man. It was bad. It was real bad, you know, especially when you got all of these, you know, hating ass fans that don't understand the art of boxing. Yes. He pretty much validated some of their statements last night. You know, especially HBO. You know, we were doing a lot of talking, so I didn't really pay attention to their commentary. But I could hear Jim Lampley right now. You know, just you know, going in on Rigo. You know, and this is the reason nobody watches him. Dude, you know,
either I think it was Harold Letterman or Jim Lampley that said, now Kid Galavan is one of the best Cuban fighters ever, right? Harold Letterman or Jim Lampley, one of them niggas said that Rigo obviously has never watched Kid Galavan fight. And they're saying that to discredit him, basically saying he fucking sucks.
Yeah.
That's like saying a Mexican fighter has never watched Salvador Sanchez or Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. Exactly. That's what Kid Galavan is to Cuban fighters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely outrageous. And like you said, Guillermo RigondeauX gave them all the opportunities to fucking hate. Dude, let me start from the motherfucker. You finished, B? I don't want to.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm done. I know you itching to go in.
I'm about to eat, B. This is like, this is a steak sandwich right now, B. I'm about to eat, son. Yo, this motherfucker gave them all the fucking opportunity to basically clarify every hating ass thing that anybody has ever said about Rigo. Majority of the shit that they say about Rigo is he's a boring ass fighter. Now, the thing with me is this. I love the technical aspect of boxing.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want none of you motherfuckers out there thinking that I love Rock'em Sock'em Robot.
There we go.
If that was me, I'd be watching UFC more than boxing.
Yep.
Alright? My favorite fighter of this era would be Ruslan Provodnikov. You know what I'm saying? That's not it. I love technical fighters. Matter of fact, me and my man train cats from time to time. Yeah. We don't train motherfuckers to go take punches like Brandon Rios. We train them to have a defensive skill set like Floyd Mayweather or Arslan Delora. Move around the ring, use your jab. We train motherfuckers to do that, right? So, with that said, okay, this was a boring ass fight. I didn't get anything technical out of it. Alright. I will give him credit for the win because the fight was on a week's notice. Alright. He signed with Rock Nation. Jay-Z was like, we need to get you in the ring. Boom, 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 done. Alright. It was a week notice for him. But it was also a week notice for Drian Francisco. I hear a lot of people giving Guillermo RigondeauX credit because it was only a week's notice. But Drian Francisco only had a week's notice too. You see what I'm saying? So if what's good for the goose is good for the gander, B. You can't just say that this is the reason why he didn't look good, but not give it to the other guy. You see what I'm saying? Furthermore, he's been training the entire fucking layoff. He was off 11 months. He's been training. I've seen substantial amounts of footage of Guillermo RigondeauX. Granted, it's not the same as being under the bright lights.
Yeah.
But this is the problem, people. We would like to say Guillermo RigondeauX is the type of fighter who can be on a fucking long layoff, come in the ring and dominate. It don't matter who it is. Like a Floyd Mayweather, like a Andre Ward, right? That's what we like to say. That's what we would want to say. In this fight, that's not what the fuck I saw. He won all 12 or 10 rounds. He won all 10 rounds, right?
Yeah.
But he didn't do what those guys did when they came back on their layoff. Prime example, Floyd Mayweather's on a 2-year layoff. Came back and fought one of the best Mexican fighters of all time. And beat the dog shit out of him, right?
Yeah.
Andre Ward on a year layoff. Before that, he was on a fucking 2-year layoff. On this year layoff, he had an injury problem. He had fucking shoulder surgery, right? Comes back and beats the dog shit out of Paul Smith, the guy that had just got 2 title shots prior to fighting Andre Ward. He wasn't a bum. He was an average fighter, right? If Andre Ward went in there looking like Guillermo RigondeauX, he could have gotten beaten. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference. These motherfuckers cannot fight for a long time, but they will come back and show you niggas who they are. That's what I wanted Rigo to do. As soon as he fucking got on the undercard of this fight, I became more intrigued to see Rigo more than I wanted to see Canelo and Cotto. I couldn't wait to see Rigo. I was like, yeah, they got, Canelo Cotto, but dawg, that nigga Rigo fighting. That's how it was. You know what I'm saying? And he absolutely disappointed me to the 100th degree, B.
Man, he laid an egg.
Go ahead. Oh, yeah, exactly. He laid an egg, exactly. Now, all this shit that I couldn't hear him either, but I'm just going off of what a lot of people were telling me. They said that Jim Lampley and Harold Letterman were completely shitting Guillermo RigondeauX. Basically saying he's a terrible fighter, he's boring, he's not pay-per-view quality. I mean, but what can I say to basically support him or to have his back? There's nothing I can say about that. He's one of my favorite fighters, B, in this era right now. But I can't say shit to have his back. Why? Because he did everything that supports what the fuck they say. Exactly. I can't stand Jim Lampley. He's the most biased motherfucker on television right now.
Big time.
You know what I'm saying? He's more biased than them KKK members that get fucking interviewed on them damn jail TV shows. You know what I'm saying? Them prison TV. He's more biased than them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But there's nothing that I can say to support Rigo, right?
Yeah.
To have his back to fend off the statements that Jim Lampley is saying.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, man. He proved everybody right. I mean, you know.
I mean, the only thing you got, man, he didn't even have to knock this dude out, but you got to impress, and that's the problem with Arislan Delora as well. When he fought Delvin Rodriguez, right? He beat the shit out of Delvin, but you gotta, like, he had hurt Delvin like 3 fucking times in that fight, and he backed off. He didn't go in for the kill, and I'm yelling at the TV. I'm enjoying the fight. I love the fight, by the way, because in that fight I actually got, you know, the technical ability that I fiend for when I watch boxing. Right? Exactly. I got that out of the Arislan Delora Delvin Rodriguez fight. But what I didn't get is Arislan Delora go in for the kill when he's got a beaten fighter, a beaten, hurt fighter standing right in front of him. That's the same problem, B.
Yeah, man. The thing about Rigo and Lara, I think what they have to understand is everybody, whether they say it or not, kind of expects them to win.
Yes.
It's just how they win that people will question. And when they get in the ring and you win in a fashion that validates what the naysayers say, I mean, you really can't be mad, you know, at people for calling them boring and, you know, for saying that, you know, they're not entertaining fighters, because that's the fashion that they win in. You know, when they step in the ring, I don't care who they're fighting. You know, I know that both of these guys with the skill level that they have, I understand and I know whoever's in front of them doesn't stand much of a chance. But I can't lie. There is another part of me that wants to see that technical aspect that they bring in the ring. I never want to see these guys do no rock'em sock'em robots bullshit. No. I want them to employ that technical style, but I want them to do it in an exciting manner. Right. You know, and that's the thing with both guys. Just like Lara, you know, he hurt Rodriguez, but he backed off of him. You know, Rigo, I think Rigo has a bit more of a killer instinct because you know, Rigo will beat the shit out of you. You know, and he'll just continue to beat you down if you don't go down. You know, but in this fight, man, it was honestly, if you're a casual fan, honestly, you really don't know what you're watching. You know?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm glad you said that because my mind just stepped into casual fan mode right now. And if I was a casual fan, I would literally have fallen asleep, B. I fell asleep on a UFC fight, a UFC undercard fight for the Ronda Rousey Holly Holm fight. I forgot who the two guys were, but I was knocked the fuck out. And my fiance had to wake me up. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what I would have done if I was a casual fan watching this Rigo fight.
And I want a lot of the viewers to, I know myself, but I want a lot of the viewers to understand that, you know, when I watch a fight or I watch a very, very technical fighter like RigondeauX, we can decipher what he's doing. We absolutely understand what he's doing. Yeah. You know, but when it's against an opponent like this, I do have to watch that fight from a casual fan's perspective. And I do have to put myself in that position. Thanks a lot, Rigo.
And we hate to do that, Rigo.
Exactly. But I do have to put myself in their shoes, and I do have to scream for an entertainment factor. Yeah. You know, I can't sit there and watch Rigo have a guy missing at him and then not countering him. You know,
my God.
That pisses me off. Anybody that has boxed before or that has been in the gym before, I don't care if you hit a guy with one punch. If he missed, you better make him pay. And Rigo did not do that. No, you know, with Francisco would miss, and Rigo would be comfortable just getting out the way. Yep. And it was pissing me off. I was like, oh my God, throw the fucking shot, do something. Yeah. You know, so a lot of times, man, with the Cuban style, a lot of people got to understand, it's a very, very, very fundamentally sound fighting style. It's extremely technical.
Yeah.
But it's also based around a point system.
Yeah.
Okay? A lot of times when guys are fighting the Cuban style of boxing, that's why it's so dominant in the amateurs and in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Because they understand how to throw scoring punches and not get hit. But when you make it to the professional rankings and you make it to that upper echelons of the sport, sometimes you got to be willing to take risks. You know, so that was the only thing about this fight, man, that just pissed me the hell off.
And that's the thing, like these were the lights for Guillermo Rigondeaux. Like you said, majority of the motherfuckers know that he's gonna win, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people that were hating on him, you know, because he was out, you know, they took all the advantage in the world to say all the dumbest shit they could when he was on his 11-month layoff, right? But secretly, and I know you motherfuckers.
Yep.
I know you want to see him fight. That's why you're saying all the shit you're saying when he's on his layoff.
Oh, hell yeah.
You want to see what he's going to do when he gets in the fucking ring, right? So with that said, the world was tuned in. This is the undercard of a pay-per-view fight. This was his chance. Not should have been. This was his chance to show motherfuckers, hey, I am the same Rigo that fucked up No Nita Donaire 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget about me. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That was his chance. He absolutely did not take the opportunity, and that's what fucking kills me. Now, he could come back out in his next fight and dominate. I'll be fine by that.
Oh, yeah, I'll be fine.
Right.
I'll be good with it.
But will the majority of fans be fine with that? Now, boxing's a sport. What it's called, it goes based on the saying, "What have you done for me lately?"
Just like
that's
football.
Exactly. That's what boxing's all about, right? And lately, Rigo bored the shit, not only out of the casual fans, but out of the fucking boxing enthusiasts who were heavily, who heavily love the technical side of the sport. And that's just bottom line, man. Like I hope he comes back. I honestly believe if this was ring rust, he might need another tune-up. And I hate to say that because, like I said, I was saying his name synonymously with Floyd Mayweather and Andre Ward in the respects of a fighter who can take a long layoff and come back and still dominate. I'm not so fucking sure anymore. He dominated this fight, but he did what he had to do to win. He didn't dominate on the perspective of what Andre Ward did and what Floyd did when they took their layoffs. You know what I'm saying? And they fought. They both fought better competition on top of that in their respective divisions. I mean,
exactly. No, I absolutely agree, man. I agree 100%. I could almost see if Rigo had got hit with a punch, and he was a little tentative to be aggressive if he got caught early in the fight, but I mean, Francisco couldn't do shit. He never really hit Rigo with anything, so he may need another tune-up.
And Francisco, what Francisco said after the fight, he was like, yeah, man, he didn't do nothing to me. I mean, I was trying to hit him, but all he did was run. And what can I say? Exactly. I mean, I don't think he ran. I'll say, no, motherfucker, he didn't run. But then Drian can be like, but he didn't fight either. And then I'll be like, You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what I would say after that. I have no support. I can't support him. You see what I'm saying? I can't have his back.
Exactly.
Fucking bullshit, man. YouTube, we're going to conclude this. Let us know what you think about Guillermo Rigondeaux's performance. Absolutely atrocious. He absolutely gave up his opportunity to show the world on a pay-per-view undercard that he is still the motherfucking man in boxing. I believe it. Seth still believes it. But for the first time ever, I will give you casuals a pass. And I'm not calling everybody casual. I'm just saying the people who are casual.
Yeah.
I will give y'all niggas a pass if y'all said this fight is boring. I have no problem with that. Boxing enthusiasts, we all thought it was boring too. We on the same side for this fight, man.
Exactly.
Unfortunately. Let us know what you think. This is Real Talk for Real Fans. 1.